يا كل هالعالم في دار تختصر عالم، وقال بوصفها العالم دبي كوكب آخر، دبي كوكب آخر. على كثر المدى والضي في حضرة حسنها الساحر، لكم يا ضيوف دار الحي سلاما يشرح الخاطر. على كثر المدى والضي في حضرة حسنها الساحر، لكم يا ضيوف دار الحي سلاما يشرح الخاطر. هلا يا كل هالعالم في دار تختصر عالم، وقال بوصفها العالم دبي كوكب آخر.
فهلك نوبك تتبيا وخليني يتضيا،
لأنها كانت الدنيا
وعشق ما له آخر.
شعب دولة الإمارات يستحق كل الخير ويستحق كل ما يقال عنه من مقال مشرف.
يا الإمارات داري لك غلاف الخوان، راسخ في القلوب وكل يوم يزيد، لك غلاف خفايا وروح سيطر وسال، واندمج مع دمانا اللي جرت في الوريد.
My name is Supriya Fernandes, and I'm in the UAE for close to 21 years. This year I will actually complete more years in the UAE as compared to my own hometown, which is India. I come from Mumbai, my mom's from Vasal. Dubai is where I've kind of created my life, where I've kind of grown up and made my own career. I came here, like I mentioned, 21 years back, and I started off as a professional travel agent in the hospitality and aviation sector. I was a travel agent. I also worked for one of Dubai's finest airlines, Emirates, where I contracted holidays and worked in the holidays department doing the holiday brochure. I took a break from my work a couple of years back, and I said, why not do something on my own? And that's where I took the leap of faith. At first, I started from home and trying to see if this would really work for me. And once that was done, there came an opportunity where one of my friends was selling this restaurant, and he said, why don't you buy it? I said, I have two options, either I buy a car or I buy the restaurant. So I said, you know what, let's just buy the restaurant and see how it works. And by God's grace, it's going well, and no regrets on that. So we started in 2019. This April, we will actually complete 3 years. We are a specialty seafood and tandoor restaurant. But given the kind of requirement that is there in the Dubai food and hospitality sector, we are now a full-fledged Indian restaurant. We're predominantly into catering services as well. We are a seafood and tandoor specialty restaurant, like I said. So Wasa is a region where my mom is from. Seafood is a big requirement here in Dubai or UAE. You have your South Indian seafood, you have your Goan or your Mangalorean, and you also have your UAE style seafood, and people love seafood, people love their kebabs, you know. That's why I said, why not introduce something new to Dubai? That's how I introduced my mom's cuisine to Dubai, and it's very well accepted by the people of Dubai, and we are very happy about it. And now we're growing into the other leaps of food and beverage. Like I said, we're moving into catering. We do a lot of specialized yacht caterings. We do a lot of corporate orders. We do have our own corporate clients that we, do orders with. And this is our little story. So that's a very good question. Whilst there is so much of competition in the industry, you see, I have a restaurant besides me, you have a restaurant besides that, and you as an individual, when you want to go out to eat, you yourself are confused because you'll have 10 restaurants on the list and you're like, who do I choose? And that's where we try and stand apart. So what we do is, as seafood, we buy all our seafood fresh from the fish market daily. We don't use any frozen products. All our fish comes in daily from the fish market. There are no add-ons or preservatives on the food. That means there is no soda, there is no color, there is no MSG. What you see is real food. It could be the green color, which is your chili, or a red color, the red chili, or the coriander. But we don't add even a food color to our food, and that's how we stand apart, because the food is what you eat, you taste and you know that you're eating freshness. The other aspect is, of course, service. You have to give that kind of service. Like I always tell people that we are in Karama, but serve them as if you're eating in Burj Al Arab, because it's about how you treat your customers right, that you want them to come back again and again. Well, UAE is home for me now. Like I said, when the opportunity came to me, I was in two minds whether we could do this or no. But I said, why not? This country has given me personally and my friends and colleagues that I know a lot of opportunities. I've seen a lot of people grow here because of the support of the visionary leaders, I see that this is an easy place to do business. Everything is very structured, everything is very streamlined. So if you know that this paperwork would be done in this time, it's done in this time. Considering I have been grown in this kind of structure, I'm used to that structure that worked with us, and that's when I decided, why not have this vision and have a business of your own, where how I started small, the idea is to start others as well and inspire more entrepreneurs, be it the ladies or somebody who wants to start small, help them do that. I always, people think I dream big, but I think you should. So my idea is actually to have a chain of restaurants, not only in Dubai, but all over UAE and internationally. It's funny how earlier Indian restaurants would come to Dubai as a franchise, but now it's the other way around. Brands that are built in Dubai, even if it's an Indian brand, are now going to Dubai, going other places or India. So my thing is to be globally present everywhere. And another aspect is where we're talking about catering, where we do things very differently, again, where it's service, nowadays it's all about being Instagrammable. So there are theme parties that we do. We don't use disposables in on our catering. We do fine dine cutlery, and where people, one is the flavor aspect, because you first see with your eyes before eating. So we ensure it looks good, it looks presentable. If you have a particular theme to your party, we fit to your theme. Somebody wanted to throw a most Instagrammable party of the season, we help them do that. Somebody wanted to have a garden event, so we will tweak our menu based on that. And that's how we work on things based on the client requirement. So, of course, like I mentioned earlier, I decided to have a business because of the visionary leaders of this country. The business comes in secondary. It's first, it showed you how you lead your life here. You know, how things were easy and accessible. Being a lady, I came here when I was single, I was all by myself. I never was scared, even 21 years back, to walk alone on the road or go to a grocery or come from the airport. When I remember coming here first time, my flight landed at 2 in the morning. Normally, you would have that fear, how would you go to your accommodation or hotel? But when I got out of the airport and when I sat in the taxi, till the time I reached my place, I felt safe about this country. Even today, we have our outdoors. I work here late nights. I walk here at 12 in the night and drive all alone home. So it's about the safety. It's not only the cleanliness, it's all the other things that come along. That's one aspect. But safety is a big aspect that we always look up to as UAE, like the other things we look up to.
يا كل هالعالم في دار تختصر عالم وقالب وصفها العالم دبي كوكب آخر دبي كوكب آخر على كثر المدى والضي في حضرتها يحليها يا بخت اللي سكن فيها ويا حي الله